So you guys already know it's Friday. Happy Friday to you guys as well too. We had a good night last night with the games on TNT and everything like that. Lakers win. The Bucs won last night as well too. So all their fan bases are very happy. Buffalo wound up winning their game last night as well too. Even though it was kind of a crazy situation there at the end, but all in all, they still went ahead and they outlasted the Bucs 24-18 after surviving a missed Hail Mary at the buzzer. So Baker Mayfield was able to get up a pretty good pass there at the end of the night, and it almost hit Chris Goodwin for the go-ahead for the tying score, because I can't say that that was going to be the go-ahead touchdown, but the score would have been tied. And it was pretty cool because what happened was is that the Bucs kind of just had a little junky touchdown late in the game, and nobody thought much of it. And then what happens is the Bills wind up running the clock out somewhat, but not really running the clock out. So they were able to get the ball there in the end, the Bucs, and they had themselves an opportunity to actually win this game last night. And when you look at the numbers, Baker Mayfield 25 and 42 last night, 237 yards. He threw for 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, but he was sacked 3 times last night. Also, you had a good effort from Rachaad White, who had some good moments in this game. Even though he only had 39 yards on the ground, he still had a pretty good game when it came to the receiving portion, because he had 7 receptions for 70 yards. So overall, he had 109 total yards of the 302 yards in total for this team. So that was a pretty good effort from him, because he got 30% of their offense the last night. Also, pretty good defense was played by the Bucs as well too, but it just wasn't enough. The Bills had found themselves up 14 in the second half for most of the second half, and they really didn't ever really blink here. Even though the game got really close, it got super close, but it just, you had that feeling that the Bills will overcome, and that's exactly what they did. Josh Allen had a good night last night, 31 of 40, 2 touchdowns. He did throw an interception. He was sacked twice last night, but he did get some support in the running game. James Cook, 14 touches, 67 yards. Shakir was an absolute gem. It looks like he got himself another receiver to go with Steph and Gabe. And last night, his receivers should be very happy. Both Gabe and Steph both had 9 receptions apiece. Davis was 87 yards, while Diggs was 70 yards, and Shakir was 92 yards. So they did a great job. And then Dalton Kincaid, the rookie, he was able to step in and get himself a touchdown last night as well too, and 5 catches as well. So that was something that's very good for this team moving forward. They played some pretty good defense last night. They had themselves 3 sacks, as I said before. Ed Oliver got in on the action, and it's always fun when we get an Ed Oliver sighting. So it was just a good game. And when you break down the stats, the Bills were dominant. 25 first downs to 17. Third down efficiency, they were over 50% in that category. Also, they threw for a nice amount passing wise, 324 in overall, and then rushed for 115 yards, and then had 68 plays to 62 last night. That's key, because teams have been getting more plays than the Bills the last few games, and last night that did not happen. But both teams need to clean up their penalties going into next week. The Bucs had 11 penalties for 74 yards. The Bills had 9 penalties for 86 yards. They both got to be better as they go along this season. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But all in all, the Bills had a great effort last night in a ho-hum game that a lot of us expected them to win, and that's exactly what they did. But I know one thing, I kept telling myself as we kept getting closer and closer to kickoff, the Bucs are going to mess around and cover this game. And now the Bucs are 3-0 against the spread on the road. So that's something to notate going into their next road game as well, too. So with that, let's go ahead and move forward. And let's move. Oh, I almost ended the stream. Good that I didn't do that. But let's move forward and jump into the NBA. And we have